Hey guys, welcome to another session with me. Sorry guys for yesterday, but in the office there wasn't any power. They were connecting the building next to us, so we didn't have any power. That's the reason why we didn't hold the session yesterday. We'll check the data. Definitely, we seen the interesting market movement on Tuesday. Definitely for me, interesting data. Didn't expect that much, but it was fun for trading, definitely. Today we have PPI from the US, that's all. Tomorrow we have the retail sales, but keep in mind that tomorrow is going to be all about that meeting between Putin and Trump, and that's all. Really, I don't believe that any data right now can impact the market as that meeting and how that meeting will go will impact the market. If you take a look at the US dollar market, moved lower. We need to consider definitely the current trend short term to be bearish and look for a further drop down. Now, just because we have the meeting tomorrow, I'm not going to rule out the possibility of a little bit of dollar strength today and tomorrow. And that's why I'm like, if you look at this move, for me, this looked like a potential double bottom formation. Also, we had a similar formation here. So for me, definitely give me a moment, guys. So this move and this move look similar. And if that's true, we are going to see what? We are going to see something like this first. So you don't want to rule out the potential of a push higher, especially because of that meeting. Nothing else can really move us except that part. But more or less, we should be bearish. Like on the downside, we can use this support at 97.50 and 97.12 as the two short-term supports that we can take a look. Nothing special there. Euro moved higher, as we said last time we talked. If the data is not great, we may see that break, and in that case, we should look for that. Just jump in and play this as a potential flag. We use that standard measures. We can see that we have reached 127.2 inverse. We never reached the 1618, but 127.2 was reached. The current move from the high looks how? Still looks like low, higher low, lower low. Sorry guys. Low, lower high, lower low. So we only have a three leg move. The move looks ugly. This suggests more bullish movement, especially since we found support from this trend line. Definitely like I want to see that 1618. That would be ideal plan. But also like we said, all the focus will be on tomorrow's meeting. And if we drop down, so if we just make another lower low here, I want to switch that idea from targeting 1618 to focus something like 159, so better say 116, and a little bit lower levels, so this area over here, but we need to see that drop. So if you ask me, just wait for the market to show you the path, because that's always usually the easiest way to become profitable in this business. And usually it's going to be the right option. So if we crack this upper trend line, we can assume that this is a correction, treat it as a flag like here, look for the new higher high and see how market goes from there. If we don't break this and we move towards move towards the new low will have a 5 legs, and in that case we want to trigger that 116 while focusing on the highs as your potential invalidation points. Pound continued to move higher. Didn't expect that big move. We wanted to see a push higher, not that big. So we slightly changed the count overall. Just call this as wave 1 as a potential leading diagonal, and then looking for the wave 2 pullback. Nothing really major changed. The only thing that we know when we are talking about the leading diagonal is that after a leading diagonal, usually we are going to see a deeper pullback. So 78.6 to 90 can be that area of a resistance that we want to focus on. So short-term trend still should be bullish. Pullback plays can work out, but look only for a clean setup just because we are a little bit late. Also, we cracked this resistance, but as you can see, we cracked it, we touched it one, twice, 3 times, and still failed to break above. So automatically, I would expect to see a little bit of pullback first before we move higher, but really just looking for that 3-7 swing pullbacks for a potential small long is not a bad option. Aussie also done okay job, done what we want, we broke it, treated as a flag, looking for a 5-leg move. We have ugly but 5-leg move. So short term, you can assume that this 5-leg move is over. So if 5-leg move is over, then we want to expect to see what? Then we want to see a 3-leg move pullback down to that 50 area. And this move here from the high, compared to the euro and other pairs that we just seen, this move look strong, impulsive, so look like a potential A. So here I want to see a pullback play down towards the 50%. That's my ideal setup for right now, if you ask me. We'll see how market go, but at the moment, Aussie have a good chance. Of course, I believe that the wave A will end around at this 65.16. So after we come and test this previous low, the market will make a pullback, allow us a chance for a potential sell opportunities at the pullbacks. Just treat 50% and this end of wave 4 as your potential target. That's all I want to do right now. Dollar CAD worked, didn't work, like worked. Market is moving, but for me, all this momentum that we are seeing, let's say like here, is not that ideal because it's a little bit of choppy for my taste. I really believe that we are going higher and that we can treat this part as some sort of a simple A, B, and C. As we are going to see that 138. And for trading, I'm fine only if I see a decent 3-leg move pullback and then look for a long place. The setup is similar to here because Aussie and dollar CAD are just inverse pair. So you can pick any one of them, or better to say, you can focus on both pairs. See at that pullback time which instrument will give you a cleaner setup, and then decide what you are going to trade. Dollar yen moved lower. What we said. How everything seemed before the news on Tuesday looked more that we should see that push lower. And since we've seen that part, we can consider this correction as a complete now and look for a push next push lower. So if you just use simple fib expansion, the next target they want to see is 144.24. We have a plenty of room till there. Market is bearish. Impulse. So selling pullbacks is a good option. We need to hold below that Tuesday high at 148.52. And that's all that you need to focus. So I like it. Like I love the dollar yen. Similar story come to the euro yen. We done that ABC. We are seeing a strong bearish momentum. And that's why like we know that we are considering this as a potential larger wave 4. So A, B, and C. Let me just make it like this easier for you guys to see. Part become this part. And the process is going to be exactly the same as we are using for, let's say, dollar yen. So just looking for the equal X, nothing crazy. Let's say 169 is that next area where I want to see the euro yen. Selling is okay option, of course. Pullbacks not right now. Any 3-7 swing can offer a decent trading opportunity. So why not? Also, the only thing you should worry about a little bit here is that if you look at the movements, usually you won't see that deep pullbacks when we talk about the yen pairs. So if you're usually targeting something like 38.2, 50%, maybe it's time to go a little bit smaller, like 23.6, even smaller here is okay if you ask me. Gold, love it and hate it. It's moved the way we want, still stuck, but definitely tomorrow's meeting can move the gold, if you ask me. The market structure still suggests a move higher, so I'm still bullish. I still want to think about the potential setups. I tried one small setup in gold, made some profit, but was more a day trade than anything else. But I'm treating this part as a potential flag. 5-3 setup, looking for that breakout. I want to try it. Of course, still option that wave 2 is not complete and that we are going to see another drop down before market moves higher. But whatever is the case here, you can try this. If you ask me, just go small size, don't go something crazy. Here, the silver, the momentum here more look bullish than, not bullish, I mean more impulsive than corrective at this moment. So I should be bullish, not expecting much, but if we see a decent real leg move, we didn't see that much lately here. But if we see a decent real leg move, pullbacks down, trying long is not a bad idea. Crypto market done exactly what we want. Now, I don't want to call the high in. I really don't want to call it. Like, I mean, everything is pointing to that part, but I don't want to go short. Like, the long side made me decent amount, really decent amount. So I can't complain much about that part. So the alternate count would be that we are still in the way for this is some ugly flat correction, and that we are going to see additional push higher. But in terms of trading, I want to wait now. Like, you know that we were trying a few positions here in the Bitcoin lately, from here all the way till here, and I'm fine. Like, all I cared was that we reached the new high. That's all that I really cared. Right now, I want to wait to see what market is going to show us next, and from there try to build a better plan. But I really don't believe that the larger cycle is over. We are going to see a pullback, that's fine, but nothing major. Ethereum, crazy. I told you guys, Ethereum will be good. I didn't take a really big position here. That's something that I blame myself because I had a position in the Bitcoin and I was thinking like, no, let's go small in Ethereum. This at the end turned to be not ideal, but turned to be some sort of a triangle. We broke up, moved higher nicely. Still expect to see 5k and higher levels. Pullback play, some day trades can be fine. For example, like we have some sort of flag here. That's something I'm watching right now. And things like that. But I'm not going full force right now. But I still believe 5k is really a decent option. The Nasdaq down what we wanted 1, 2, some sort of ugly 3, 4. We are still in 5. We reached, technically speaking, levels that we wanted to see. Just use the inverse 1618. Like we didn't even test the exact. We didn't even test 127.2, so more bullish. Definitely, the market is bullish. So pullback plays fine, day trades fine. Don't target something crazy. 127.2 is the all that I care right now. It's because we said where we had that in the Euro USD. The minimum that we can expect after a flag is to see the break here of that start of the flag. After that, the ideal targets should be around 127.2 and 1618 for me. So the same principle apply here. All I cared about first was to see this part. Right now, when that was taken out, the next logical object for me would be that inverse 127.2 to 1618. That's all that I really care about. So I want to try it. DAX continued to move higher. So definitely we can consider the wave E as a complete leg. Continue to look for a more bullish movement. And here focusing on that 24,664 only, and we'll see what to do from there. But at the moment, definitely we can say that we are breaking out of the triangle right now. So I'm fine with day trading. Of course, DAX is only going to be interesting in the UK session tomorrow. Keep in mind, guys, for tomorrow we have that meeting between Trump and Putin. That's where the entire market will really. This is the only thing that the market will watch tomorrow and react. Nothing else really matters. So play safe tomorrow. We won't have a session since I won't be in the office tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you all next week. Take care, guys.